What's up everyone, it's Jay and welcome to 3, 2, 1, a show where we count down things. What kind of intro? Well, today we're talking about 5 idols who caught my attention in 2014. So have you ever had one of those situations where there's like an idol or a group who's like kind of like been there, but then like one thing, like one turn in fate just all of a sudden made you start paying attention to them? Well, that's what we're talking about today. Now, a lot of these idols, it's not people who debuted in 2014 necessarily, or new people. It's just idols that like by some like weird happening of events, I just like saw them on something and all of a sudden they became like one of my favorites. So let's start with number 5, Bami from Apink. Apink debuted in 2011, so they've been out for about 3 years, and I've always known Apink because I actually do like their music, and I knew about Eunji, of course, because Reply 1997, but I really didn't know about the other members, nor was I really interested in them, just because I assumed that since their concept was like that, I assumed they acted really like, you know, innocent and uptight. But then randomly I watched Weekly Idol, and I usually don't watch that cut that they have with BTOB's Ilhoon and Apink's Bami, but I randomly just watched it once, I think because they asked a question about one of the idols I liked, and I thought that she was really funny, so I just started to get into both her and like Apink more. And so I just watched like variety shows they've been on, and I found out they were like really like funny and silly. But Bami in particular, I like her just because she seems like one of those like female idols who don't really care about their image so much and would rather like, you know, crack a funny joke than like worry about, you know, such and such image. And I thought she was just as like funny and witty as Eunji. And honestly, like I won't be surprised if, you know, other people start to take notice to her and she becomes like a trend girl or it girl or whatever you call it soon, because she's really funny. By the way, these aren't in any particular order. I'm just naming 5 idols that I personally thought shined in my eyes in 2014. Number 4, Jackson. So GOT7, Jackson's from GOT7, and that group did debut in 2014. But like when they first debuted, I did look at them just solely based on the fact that they were JYP's new boy group, and honestly, Girls, their debut, I didn't like that much, so I kind of just like put them on the back burner. But when they came out with I liked that song a little more, so I started, you know, like looking into variety shows they've been on and things like that, and then I ended up watching their full variety show. I don't know what it was called. I'm sorry. I don't remember it that much. And honestly, when I was watching it, at first I thought Jackson was really loud and obnoxious. And I thought he was kind of like an attention grabber, like he just wanted attention. And my favorite member used to actually be Junior, and I still like Junior a lot, but after a while, I don't know, I fell victim to Jackson's charm. Save me. Now, unlike some of the people on his list, Jackson is actually gaining a lot of popularity. He gets a lot of solo variety shows, so lucky him. Number 3, CHOA from AOA. AOA debuted in 2012, and they actually recently started gaining popularity with their song Miniskirt, but it wasn't till Short Hair that I really started paying attention to them. And it was actually funny because I started paying attention to them because some anti-fan of them was just going around talking about how much Short Hair sucked and the music video sucked, so I randomly just watched it and I was like, this is actually not bad, it's kind of catchy. So I slowly got into AOA, but like I just kind of noticed CHOA, she has this kind of bright, beaming personality, and I really like her style and the way she does her makeup. But I think the moment that I really started to like her was there's this performance on some radio show where they were singing Short Hair, and she was just going hard. She sings that part, and I'm not that much of a fan of her voice. I don't think her voice is that great, but I just seem to like the tone of it a lot. I don't know why. It's kind of weird. But yeah, I don't know. She comes off as really, really nice and sweet. So, number 2, Taemin from SHINee. SHINee is one of those groups, like super one of those groups that like, I don't know why I'm not a bigger fan of theirs, because I like all their songs. I like all their members. Like, I think all their members are charming and like adorable, but like I just never like, I don't know, came to full stan mode with them. But I'm getting there with Taemin, because let me tell you, when this young man came out with Danger this year, his solo, I was just mesmerized. Like, I'm not sure how he's been progressing through the years because I don't follow, or at least I didn't follow SHINee that much. But I just remember when he first came out, he was like this cute flower boy that was so sweet. So for him to just go ahead and do this 180 and become like this, like it was so dark and like bad boy, and the choreography was so on point with Danger. Like Danger and the other song Ace he did. And he just, I don't know, he had so much charisma and he was just, I really liked his look. A lot of people said he looked gaunt and sickly, but I thought he looked nice, okay? I thought he looked attractive. Leave me alone. Although I did prefer his black hair to his blonde hair because he looked a bit washed out with the blonde hair. He can dance and he can sing well. And then there was a whole thing about how he used to not be that good singer and he like actually improved, which is always admirable when people show improvement. So who is number one on this list? That doesn't really matter because it's not in order like that. EXO's Kyungsu / Theo. So EXO was one of those groups that for the longest time in K-pop, I just stayed away from because they seem to cause so much controversy. Not them particularly, but like fan wars and stuff like that. And like, it seemed like a lot of people didn't like them. So I was like, I am just gonna steer clear of that. But this month, like I only started getting into EXO this year. When they released Overdose, I was just kind of like, okay, this is a song. But then when it started breaking all those records with physical sales and with, I was like, okay, they have a lot of fans. There has to be a reason why people like them. Take into consideration, at this point in time, I've never had heard Growl. I only heard Mama when they first came out, but it didn't interest me that much, so I kind of just left them alone. Randomly, I just clicked on that video, and ever since that day, I've kind of been hooked / obsessed. But it was honestly, I liked the song Overdose and I liked the dance, but it was honestly when Dio came up and was just like, so bad no one can stop her. I was like, oh, so you're just gonna be my husband then. Actually, at first I was like, wait, because these kids that debut in these idol groups be infants, be so young. So I looked at his age, saw he was 1993. I was like, okay, we're in the clear. And then I was like, wait, so you're just gonna be my husband now, or what's gonna happen? What's happening here? Specifically, I was a fan of him for the longest time. I didn't like EXO that much, but I liked him. But then I slowly found out it was pretty hard to find things with just him, and I was gonna have to be a fan of EXO if I was gonna be a fan of his and, you know, watch his things. So by default, I became a fan of EXO through Dio. But yeah, I just really like his voice. I really like R&B. That's my favorite genre of music, and his voice really fits that type of music very well. And then he recently had a stint in acting with his drama, well, the drama he was in, I shouldn't call it his drama. It's Okay, That's Love, and I thought he did a really good job in that. Although I admit that I watched it for Dio, but by the end, I just really liked that drama. It's like one of the best dramas of 2014. Those are the idols that stuck out to me this year. But what about you guys? Like, did you just have an idol that like literally you didn't even know existed or didn't even care existed until this year, but then all of a sudden like it's one of your top biases? Make sure to tell me down below and see you next time. Bye.